Hey there, y'all. It's Renee here. Vlogging. I'm working on a project as part of the gift that I'm going to send to a special friend. And I'm so wore out. My sleeping schedule is really wrong. Really, really wrong. I'm good for New Year's, though. Apparently, the way I've been sleeping lately. But, yeah. Daisy and I went to Walmart, and Daisy loves to go to the after holiday sales. Like when all the holiday stuff is on sale, she likes to go and try and snatch up a bunch of different stuff. And I've been looking for the perfect box to put this little gift in. Well, Walmart has the big packages of boxes. I think you get, man, it's like maybe 30. Does it say 30 boxes? It's a whole bunch of boxes. Flattened out, and they're different sizes. Some of them are cube shaped. Well, I think they all may be cube shaped. But the smallest one is like 3 inches around. And so I decided to decorate the box and do something with it. And I'm actually going to do a video on that after I do the first one and see how it turns out. But anyway, that's what I got at Walmart. I mean, that's a lot of boxes. Be busy for a while. I don't know if I said it in my other video. I'm so discombobulated. Is that a word? It is now. We are just not. It's very hard, and I understand it's the holidays too. But we have already started kind of looking for another place to stay because we have to move. And yeah, I think I did mention that in my last video. And we don't have like really bad snowy winters here. As a matter of fact, last year I don't think we got any snow at all, but it's still cold, and most people don't really pack up and move this time of year. There's not a lot of people moving from, especially any decent good place to live. The only thing left is the places with the sorry landlords that don't paint and don't fix the heat and don't. I hate to say that, but it's true. And we are just having a real difficult time finding anything that's panning out. So I don't know. But I'm just about ready to move from here because this little trailer, in the entire place, there's 2 of those strips on the wall, the heaters, that. Anyway, it does not, on the coldest nights, keep it warm here. And I have had my oven on all night trying to keep the house warm. I told Daisy, I said, this is ridiculous. I'm grown. I've, come to a point in my life where you just don't want to settle for just anything. And I told Daisy, I said, we are going to be quite picky about the next place that we move. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we have choices, because this is not a bad little trailer. There's some things wrong with it, but I do have good landlords. They're good about fixing things. It's just, it gets frustrating sometimes. There's little things that aggravate me about it. Especially having to turn the oven on to heat my house, because it's making my light bill outrageous. It's almost as much as the rent. So I'm ready to get out of here. I'm kind of tired too, so I'm just talking out my butt today. I have to be honest. A year ago, I remember a few people telling me it'll get easier. You'll never get over it. But it'll get easier. And I remember thinking, how could it get easier to deal with my husband dying and living without him? But honestly, it does get easier. You come to a certain point, and I believe God formed us and fashioned us to be able to be resilient beings, be able to get around grief and pain My son Caleb and I were talking the other day, and he said something to me that I was afraid to say to anybody. But when he said it, I thought, okay, I'm obviously normal in this whole grieving and losing someone. Caleb said, he said, Mom, it's almost like he was never here. Said it's just hard to believe that he's gone, but it's hard to remember a time or imagine a time when he was here. And I told Caleb, I said, I feel the same way. And I think what it is we are getting to our new normal. We are learning a new normal. We are learning to live around what hand we've been dealt in this life, you know. And I think that's one thing that people who lose somebody like that are afraid to say, because I haven't seen it said a lot, but it's true. You just, sometimes I feel like Julian's memory, his spirit is being pulled away from me, and I feel sad for that I can't, I'm starting to lose the memory of how his skin felt, or how his kisses felt, or even how he smelled sometimes, even though sometimes we think we smell him around. But I feel sad for the loss of those memories that were so fresh in my mind a year ago. A year ago, I could remember the way his skin felt, or the way he would kiss me when he'd come in from work, or the sound of his heartbeat when we'd sit on the couch and I'd lay my head on his chest and just listen to his heartbeat. And but it's just, you find a new normal. It does get easier, and I know that somebody who's freshly grieving may not believe that, but it does, because it has to. You have to get around it. I don't like to say get over it, because get over it's like saying just step over it and forget about it. But you have to move around it. Realize that it's there. This thing has happened. And you go around it, and you live around it. And you deal with it. I mean, you can't wear the veil of grief for your whole life. I can't... sometimes I feel like I need a good cry, and I can't manage one, because I feel peace. I feel an overwhelming peace and joy and thankfulness that God allowed me to be a part of Julian's life for the years that we had together. That, you know, I told my son when we were talking about it, I said, I just kind of feel blessed that I can say I spent Julian's entire life with him. The whole rest of his life we spent together, and he was just an indescribable person. And I don't like to hear anything negative about him either. And I've heard things over the last few weeks, just people that want to bring you down, and I don't want to hear it, because I'm not living in that either. I've any troubles, problems that Julian and I had before he died, I feel like I'm still here living, and I have to forgive, forget, and move on, because I want him to be at peace where he's at. So I don't want to hear any negativity. I don't care to hear it. He was not such a terrible person that we have to dwell on one mistake that he made. You know, maybe something ridiculous, but anyway, that's what's on my mind, that and crafting. So that was a really manic, bipolarish kind of vlog, wasn't it? It was up, it was down. Anyway, Happy New Year, y'all, if I don't get to come back and tell you. So, peace. Happy New Year.